Have you ever felt like maybe you just don't have the right fit when you're trying on clothes or shoes? Well, sometimes you can feel that way with your internet plan. With West Health Systems, you'll always have the perfect plan to fit your lifestyle. With various features and data usage, they offer the fastest plans for all your smartphones, tablets, and mobile streaming devices. No one else can deliver the reliability and speed that West Health Systems can. Fiber to the home and dedicated gigabyte speeds is why West Health Systems was awarded the Smart Rural Community distinction. Call their Remsen office today to find out which plan fits you best.
We'll be on in about 55, Keith.
What the game we're focused on right now is Exira-EHK, 23-0, number 4 seed, taking on number 5 seed MMCRU. Thanks to John O'Connor and Jillian Lecce for the interview. Coming up, we will head to the gym. We'll hear the Mojo Antique Barn keys to the game, the Buena Vista Regional Medical Center starting lineups. We will also have the gym sewer services scoreboard update. Halftime report tonight brought to you by Holzhauer Motors. And then we'll wrap things up with the Methodist Manor post-game show. That is all coming up on KCHE. So, we're talking Royals basketball. MMCRU taking on Exira-EHK coming up here. Tip-off just a few moments away. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll be live from Wells Fargo on Classic Hits, KC. Classic Hits, KCHE 92.1. Welcome to Wells Fargo Class 1A quarterfinals. Keith Crane here alongside Tim Holmes. He's called games for the Royals all season long, so appreciate Tim making the trip down here. Tim, hopefully these MMCRU Royals come out here and don't get, too excited by this big stage. I think they'll be just fine.
Right, Keith, as we mentioned in the sub-state game several times, first state appearance for the Royals. They've been playing together for 5 years with MMCRU in a whole grade sharing agreement. First time at the state tournament in the 5-player game. Marcus made it back in 1986, and Remsen Union made it back in 1981. Both of those two appearances for each schools ended in a first-round loss. Let's see if the Royals can buck that trend today.
Exactly right. So let's go ahead and thank our pregame sponsor here one more time. That was North Star Community Credit Union. And as we get to the Mojo's Antique Barn keys to the game, Tim, you watched this Royals basketball team all season long. What are the keys to the game for victory here to come out over the Spartans?
Well, the first key to victory tonight, Keith, for MMCRU is to guard the perimeter. Exira loves to shoot the three. Very streaky when they do it, but they have 4 players that shoot it, 5 players that shoot it better than 32% from beyond the arc. The Royals will have to defend the perimeter defensively. The second key to victory is dominate the paint on both the offense and defensive end, including the rebounding aspect. But a size advantage for MMCRU with Hilbrand's, Jalen Bork, and Emily Dreckman inside. They will need to take advantage of scoring in the paint today. And the third key to victory, take care of the basketball. The Royals have done a great job so far in district play, taking care of the ball and limiting their turnovers, and we'll need to continue to do that in this one to keep any transition points off the board for Exira-EHK.
And Tim, I would maybe add one more to that. They've got 3 players that score in double figures, and then an 8.5-point score, then an 8-point score. But other than that, there's only 11 girls on this, or 8 girls on this roster, I believe. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, I think with only 8 girls on the roster, if you can maybe push the pace up-tempo a little bit, maybe just kind of wear them down, that would be to the advantage of MMCRU.
Yeah, and I could agree with that, Keith. As far as the fatigue factor, we are playing on a court that's 10 foot longer than what the girls are used to as well. So that could certainly be a key component of this one. Exira-EHK does handle the ball very, very well. With point guard Alyssa Partridge, handles it very, very well. And also guard Quinn Grubbs, just a sophomore, handles the ball well, and very good at finishing in transition as well.
So thanks to Mojo's Antique Barn for supplying the keys to the game. So Tim, tell us about this afternoon's Buena Vista Regional Medical Center starting lineup.
Yeah, Keith, the BV Regional Medical Center starting lineup. First for the Royals tonight at guard, a junior, number 2, Taylor Harpenaugh. At another guard position, a sophomore, number 20, Cora Alish. At a wing, a junior, number 10, Emily Dreckman. On the block, senior, number 22, Jalen Bork. And in the post for the Royals, a 5'11 junior. Number 44, Ellie Hilbrands. Royals, coached by Jillian Lecce, assisted by Derek Mara and Danae Dreckman. MMCRU comes in at 21-2 on the season with a 9-1 War Eagle Conference record. In the starting lineups for the Exira Elkhorn Kimballton Spartans, at guard, a junior, number 2, Alyssa Partridge. Also at guard, a sophomore, number 10, Quinn Grubbs. At wing, a junior, number 20, Molly Rasmussen. Also at a wing, number 22, a sophomore, Shay Burmeister. And in the post for the Spartans, a junior, number 24, Macy Emgartner. The Spartans are coached by Tom Peterson, assisted by Corey Bartz. And Exira-EHK comes in at 23-0 on the season, 16-0 in the Rolling Valley Conference. Keith, we are just a minute away from the start of this one. Royals in their road black uniforms today with the blue letters, blue numbers. Exira, the 4 seed in the home team, on the floor in the scoreboard in their home white uniforms with the maroon numbers and letters and the maroon stripe down the side of the jersey. Royals, Spartans coming up here.
Yeah, just a few minutes away. And we know that the winner of this game is going to have to take on the number 1 seed, Bishop Garrigan Algona. They just took down Springville. That was a 5-6 point win for Bishop Garrigan. Springville played them pretty tough, so once you get down here to this atmosphere, this state tournament, anything can certainly happen.
Absolutely. And we talked about Garrigan being a big favorite in Class 1A. Springville played them within 6 points, and it was tight till the finish.
At the conclusion of this game, we'll take a little bit of a break. Then John and I will be back with number 2 seed Newell Fonda taking on number 7 seed Kingsley Pearson. What we'll do now is we'll step aside here for just a few moments while we have the starting lineups here on the floor. We'll be back here with more Royals basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions and Classic Hits, KCHE. Classic Hits, KCHE 92.1. Keith Crane here alongside Tim Holmes as we have a Class 1A girls quarterfinal here as MMCRU is taking on Exira-EHK. So, Tim, we're just moments away. It's important for the Royals come out, get a good start, and maybe just get that first basket to fall. Once that first basket falls, you always feel a little bit better.
You bet, and good way to make that happen, Keith. Don't settle for outside shots. Go inside early and often here, especially in the first quarter. Royals have been very, very good in the first quarter of these district contests. See if they can continue it today. Royals, Spartans set to tip it off. It's Emgarden versus Hillbrands, and the Royals win the tip and will work right to left in the first quarter. Here's Harpenaugh, goes inside right away to Hillbrands, kicks it out, and Bork at the top of the key. MMCRU swings it around the perimeter. Alish passes on a three, now penetrates, lobs it into Hillbrands. Ellie up off the glass, no good, gets her own board. Up again, and that is good on the second chance. Points by Hillbrands, and the Royals score on their first offensive possession. And the Royals will come out in a press, and Bork called for a push foul at the half-court line. Royals have been running some full-court pressure at the start of these ball games and have come out doing it again. They do pick up a foul as it's Bork's first foul, the team's first as well, just 30 seconds in. MMCRU a 2-0 lead. Spartans with it, swings it out right. Here's Partridge, goes inside, and it's stolen away by Harpenaugh. Taylor loses it going across half court, and now this one thrown away as Emgarten came up with it and had Quinn Grubbs wide open, but overshoots her, and it goes out of bounds. Both teams, a quick turnover there. MMCRU will take possession with a 2-0 lead. Here's Alish on the right wing, gives it to Bork. Bork swings it around to Harpenaugh. Now backside is Alish. Cora kicks it back out. And now here's a high entry pass to Hillbrands, back out to Dreckman. Alish goes right inside to Hillbrands, a kick to Bork, and she goes inside to Harpenaugh. No good on the shot. Dreckman is fouled on the putback. And MMCRU going inside right away on these first two possessions. And Dreckman will get rewarded with 2 free throws.
Really good ball movement there for the Royals this first couple possessions here. Dreckman right now a 70% free throw shooter this year from the Rasmus Realty free throw line.
And Emily knocks down the first. Emgarten's first foul. The junior post player leads Exira at 18 points per game. Picks up her first foul here at the 6:46 mark of the first quarter. Dreckman's second free throw rattles in, and MMCRU a 4-0 lead. A minute 15 into this one. Here's some pressure as the Spartans break it. Now on the run out. Pass deflected away by Hillbrands. And the Royals will push it the other direction. Here's Alish up ahead. She gives it back to Dreckman at the top of the key. Now a short jump shot in the lane, and good for Emily Dreckman.
Good start.
And MMCRU scores the first 6 points, and it forces a Spartans timeout. Royals lead 6-0, 6:27 to go in the first quarter.
We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back here. It's Royals leading 6-0 on Classic Hits KCHE and Fuller Digital.
You have a long history of farming.
Trying to get some commercials in.
You bet. You bet.
Insurance services, a market.
Wells Fargo Arena, Royals a 6-0 lead for MMCRU over Exira-EHK. 5:52 to go first quarter. Both teams had a possession that came up empty. Exira with it will inbound underneath their own basket. It's Alyssa Partridge to inbound. She tries getting it in under the basket, and it's kicked out of bounds by Alish. We'll do it again.
Good defense here from the Royals.
MMCRU in a man-to-man defense. Partridge gets it in to Macy Emgarten. She finally controls it out by the half-court line. Exira a little out of sorts in the offensive end here so far. Here's Partridge with it at the top of the key, being guarded by Alish. Should give it off to Emgarten. She'll fire a three. That's through. And Macy Emgarten gets the Spartans on the board with a 3-point basket. And it's 6-3. 2.5 minutes in. Here's Alish. Gives it back to Dreckman. She has it way out front. Here's Harpenaugh. Cross court to Bork. Now she lobs it at cross court to Hilbrands, who comes up with it and has it stripped away. Spartans up with it. And now a foul is going to be called on Harpenaugh to stop the transition opportunity. Quinn Grubbs draws the foul, and that'll be on Taylor Harpenaugh. It's her first foul. Second team foul on the Royals.
Those are the fouls you really don't want to pick up when you're 50 feet away from the basket.
You bet. And that was all kind of started on a cross-court pass, trying to get it in the post. Not probably the best angle there from Bork, trying to get it into Hilbrands. Here's the Spartans with it. They swing it around the perimeter. Here's Quinn Grubbs. Wants to fire a three. Harpenaugh covers her up. Now they go inside to Emgarten. She'll look at opposite side. Spartans pass on an open three. Now a dribble drive. Another one. They kick it back out. Grubbs drives. She kicks it out. And right now it's just very good defense by MMCRU. The Spartans have it around the perimeter. They've had a couple dribble drives, just nowhere to go with it. Now Emgarten a deep three. That's short. And Hilbrands with the long rebound. And a long defensive possession for the Royals, and they get a stop. Here's Dreckman to Bork. She's going to fire a right wing three. No good. In the rebound, taken away by Shea Burmeister. Burmeister gets it out of a trap. And the Spartans push it ahead and throws it out of bounds as Partridge tries getting it to Molly Rasmussen.
I like this full court pressure here from MMCRU. Once you can get them to pick up their dribble and kind of trap, really just gets Exira out of sorts. You can tell they're not real used to facing that.
Yeah, in some of the film I've watched, Keith, they've handled the ball really well, but so far a lot of long passes from the Spartans that have forced themselves into some turnovers. Royals with it in the half court. It's Cora Alish way out front. Royals lead 6-3 halfway through the first quarter. Here's the right elbow, and Hilbrands has a pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with MMCRU.
Was the right idea, trying to get that backdoor cut there.
It looks like Kirsten Lecce into the ball game for the Royals for the first time, our first sub of the night. And she is in for for Jalen Bork, excuse me. Here's a give and go to Dreckman underneath. Emily can't get that one to go. And it'll be out of bounds, last touch by the Spartans. Dreckman can't get that one to go from point blank range.
She was close, but it was contested.
They'll get another opportunity as they will inbound under their own basket. Here's Dreckman. Gets it into Hilbrands. Ellie up off the glass. No good. In the rebound by the Spartans, and they push it ahead. And here's a transition opportunity and a layup. Good on the pass. Shea Burmeister with the right-handed layup, and it's 6-5 as Exira Elkhorn Kimballton has scored the last 5 points. Hilbrands in traffic. No good on that shot attempt, and the Spartans run it in the front court. Emgarten thought about a three. Passes up on it, and now the Spartans will go right back to her on that left wing. And we're going to have a foul away from the ball.
I think a defensive hold here.
I believe it's going to go on Taylor Harpenaugh, and if so, that's her second. It is. So Harpenaugh with her second foul, 3:09 to go in the first quarter.
We see Jillian Lecce talking with the official, confirming.
And Harpenaugh is going to stay on the floor for the time being. Hilbrands comes out as Maya Holmes checks in for the first time. Spartans to inbound it. They just get it in. Burmeister gives it off to Tatum Grubbs. Tatum Grubbs, the lone senior on this Spartan squad. Now up top, here's Quinn Grubbs, a deep three. That's off the mark. And Dreckman rebounds. Emily, a right-handed dribble up the floor, pushes it ahead. That pass is deflected away and stolen by the Spartans. They're racing the other direction. Here's Grubbs all the way in. Left-handed layup. Good for Exira-EHK. And the Spartans have taken their first lead at 7-6 with 2:41 to go in the first quarter. The Spartans on a 7-0 run. We've got a 30-second break.
We'll take a 30-second break. Be right back with more Royals basketball here on KCHE and Fuller Digital.
What are your goals for the next year, the next 5 years, and 10 years down the road? Do they involve career advancement and income growth? Studies show that your career and compensation, and Western Iowa Tech in Cherokee can help you get going. Whether you are looking to start your education or retool for the next chapter, we offer a wide variety of academic and skilled options like our new nursing program. Let us help you achieve your goals at Western Iowa Tech in Cherokee, a great place to.
Welcome back here to Wells Fargo Arena. It's first round of the Class 1A state tournament. MMCRU making their debut.
It's been 2 streaks. MMCRU a 6-0 run to start the game. Exira a 7-0 run.
Game of streak so far. Royals have it out of the timeout. Bork a 15-foot jump shot. No good off the back iron. And Grubbs has it, Rasmussen. She pushes it into the front court. And now here's Quinn Grubbs, a left-handed drive into traffic. Up, no good. Dreckman with the rebound. The Spartans on a 7-0 run currently and lead 7-6. Dreckman gives it to Harpenaugh. Back to Dreckman on the left wing. Emily over to Alice. She's going to fire a 3. That's short. And out of bounds to EHK. The Royals have gone cold and settled for a couple outside shots. Need to work it in.
First time playing in a building like this, it takes a quarter, maybe a half, just to kind of get settled in and kind of get used to your surroundings and dial it in.
Absolutely. And I know that MMCRU practice at Northwestern College's gym on Monday, and I believe Dallas Center Grimes' gym down here, just to try to get accustomed to it a little bit. But until you're actually playing in it, you just don't know. Here's the Spartans with it in the left corner. It's Grubbs going inside, and a triple team able to kick it out. Now a ball movement. A short jump shot for the Spartans, no good. Off the mark by Tatum. Grubbs and the Royals control the board. Here's Bork bringing it into the front court. Jalen Bork gives it off to Dreckman. Not a lot of transition opportunities. Now a pass inside to Bork, and she can't finish with the right hand off the glass.
Right idea, trying to pound it inside.
Yes, in with Hilbrands and Bork and Dreckman on the floor, a size advantage. Here's a dribble drive. That pass deflected away. Now under the basket, the Spartans come up with it, a short jump shot off the mark. And Bork comes up with the rebound now. Cold shooting from both teams. Here's Bork. Finds Dreckman on the left wing for a 3. That's right through. And Emily Dreckman knocks down her first triple. The junior was 7 points of the Royals 9, and MMCRU a 9-7 lead. 45 seconds to go, first quarter.
Exira might be content here, maybe holding for one shot. Well,
they're going to go into M. Garten, and she might have gotten away with a walk there, shuffling her feet. Here's a dribble jump shot right through for the Spartans. It's Molly Rasmussen. Shea Burmeister knocks it down, and that ties it up at 9. 25 seconds to go. We'll see if the Royals hold for one. So they pass it around the perimeter. Harpenaugh goes inside to Dreckman. She reverses it off the glass. No good. Gets her own rebound and has it stripped away, but a foul called.
That was kind of right in front of the Exira fan base down there, and the bleacher officials don't agree with the call.
A lot of times when it goes against you, they're not going to, right?
The old saying, when you're an official, you're only right to half the fans in the audience.
Dreckman, it is a shooting foul, so Dreckman will go to the line for 2.
Goes to the Rasmus Realty free throw line.
Rasmus Realty free throw line. Dreckman, her second trip there today. Misses the first. Emily, a junior, the leading scorer for the Royals this season, averaged just over 15 points per game. A 70% free throw shooter on the season. She'll have her second. Dreckman's second is good. And the junior leads all scorers with 8 points. Exira with it. Across the timeline, 10 seconds to go, first quarter. Here's Grubbs, a left-handed drive. She kicks it to Emgarten. Her 3 off the mark. Bork with the rebound. Her pass ahead is going to go wide of the receiver, and that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. After one, MMCRU a 10-9 lead over Exira-EHK. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. You're listening to Royals basketball here on 92.1 KCHE and Fuller Digital Solutions. And welcome back here to Des Moines North Wells Fargo Arena for a Class 1A quarterfinal on the Jim's Sewer Service scoreboard. MMCRU a 10-9 lead as we start the second quarter of play. Royals led in scoring by Emily Dreckman and her 8 points. Ellie Hilbrands had the first 2 of the game. Only 2 Royals to score in that opening frame.
2 runs to start that game. It was a 6-0 run for MMCRU. Then Exira kind of fired right back with their own 7-0 run, and I have a feeling might see some more points here in the second quarter.
I would think so, Keith. Get the nerves out of the first quarter and both teams settling in. The Spartans with it here in the half court to start the second quarter of play, and
little
going
touch foul
inside to Macy Emgarten. She is fouled by Hilbrands, and that's going to be Ellie's first. It's the 4th team foul on MMCRU. Harpinaugh with 2, and she's currently on the floor. Here's the Spartans with it on the perimeter. Emgarten, 5'11", but she likes to play on the perimeter.
Plays like a guard.
She really does. She can shoot it well from outside. She has it way out on the left wing, being guarded by Hilbrands. She gives it up. Rasmussen back to Emgarten. She's out by the NBA three-point line, now gives it off. And Bork harassing now defensively. Exira very patient on the perimeter. Quinn Grubbs, here's a right-handed drive into the lane. Her shot up, good off the glass. And the Spartans take an 11-10 lead a minute into the second quarter. Exira-EHK, very patient in the offensive end. Here's Alish, a left-handed drive, gives it to Hilbrands. She'll fire the free throw line jumper. That's right through. And a nice shot from Ellie, knocking that one down from 16 feet. Royals respond. Emgarten on the right wing has that pass deflected, but the Spartans come up with it. Save the possession. So much of the half-court offense for Exira goes through sophomore Quinn Grubbs and Macy Emgarten. Here's Partridge with it now, being guarded by Alish on the perimeter. Trying to get it inside. Now a handoff. Burmeister gives it to Grubbs. Back to Burmeister. Her dribble drive. Kick. 3. Good by Molly Rasmussen. And Rasmussen knocks down the triple. And the Spartans back in front 14-12. And there's a pass inside to Dreckman to Hilbrands. Alish passes up a 3. She'll take it from 17. No good. Offensive rebound from Harpinaugh, and she's fouled on the putback.
I was going to say nice hustle there by Taylor Harpinaugh, getting to the loose rebound there and immediately going right back up with it, getting contact to send herself to the Rasmus Realty free throw line.
And Taylor really attacking the glass there from the perimeter and coming up with that rebound. The junior Harpinaugh averages 12 points per game on the season. First free throw rims in and out for Taylor, usually a 65% free throw shooter on the season. Royals have missed a couple at the line here in the early going. Second for Harpinaugh is good. She knocks it down. 6:01 to go, first half. Exira, 14-13 lead over MMCRU. Spartans have it at the top of the key. Grubbs on the right wing. She wants to drive baseline, is cut off by Harpinaugh. They'll swing it back up top. The Spartans are very content with playing in the half court and being patient while doing so. It's Partridge, 30 feet from the basket, gives it to Emgarten. Now a right-handed drive in the lane, a kick. Partridge on the baseline, her pass out, and they find a wide-open player. It's Rasmussen, back-to-back buckets for Molly Rasmussen. Free throw line jumper gives the Spartans a 16-13 lead. Now a backdoor cut for Alish. Catches it, kicks it out to Hilbrands. Ellie, a spin move in the lane, a step through off the glass.
Nice move.
Good with the right hand. And Hilbrands, great footwork on that spin move and step through. And Ellie responds to give the Royals, cuts the deficit to 1, 16-15. Emgarten with it at the top of the key. Rasmussen on the right wing. She's had the hot hand here the last 2 possessions. Being guarded by Dreckman. Gives it up. There's Grubbs. Dribble drive. She gives it up. MMCRU, a tough man-to-man defense, but they're having to play defense an awfully long time. Here's a left-handed drive. No good for Grubbs. Bork gets it to Harpinaugh on an outlet. in the Royals, pushing it the other direction. Harpena all the way and high off the glass, no good. And Exira controls the board. And the Spartans will walk it into the front court. Still up by 1, halfway through the second quarter. Here's Rasmussen on the right wing. Still with it. And that pass deflected away by Dreckman. Emily on a run out against Emgarten. Stops and knocks it down from short distance. And the Royals have back-to-back buckets and take a 1-point lead. That's 17-16.
Need to just come up with a few more defensive stops here and just continue to keep that offense rolling.
You bet, and that's one thing they have not been able to force turnovers. Emgarten, a long three, no good, but an offensive rebound from Rasmussen. Her pass out is deflected away by Harpena. Taylor with it. A 3-on-2 opportunity. Harpena all the way in. Basket's good, but it's going to be waved off. This Harpena called for a charge.
That's her third.
And that's going to be Harpena's third foul with 3:30 to go in the first half. And a tough break there for MMCRU because it looked like Molly Ryder was at the scores table ready to check in, hit the next dead ball for Taylor, and now she will, but not until Harpena picks up her third.
If Taylor maybe would have taken another dribble and maybe a shift to either the left or right, just enough to try to avoid the contact a little bit more, would probably be going to the free throw line.
Had that opportunity for a possible Euro step, but the 3-on-2 fast break opportunity comes up empty-handed. And worse yet, foul trouble for Harpena. Spartans with it into the front court. The Royals lead 17-16 on the Jim Sewer Service scoreboard. Spartans with it, a handoff. They'd love to do a handoff. Now a backdoor cut, finds Rasmussen wide open. She lays it in with the left hand. And Exira responds.
That was a really nice play set up for Rasmussen there.
Yeah, a lot of weaving above the screens, and that one just put a foot in the ground, went the other way. Now Molly Ryder on a backdoor. No good on that shot attempt. And the Spartans come up with a stop. They want to push it ahead now. There's Grubbs. Now they leave her. She'll pop it from 15. Knocks it down.
Don't want to leave her open.
And she got the defender left her, and Grubbs knocks it down on the baseline. 20-17. Exira back up by 3. Here's Alish on the left wing. Dreckman, a deep 3. That's off the mark. Bork battles for the board, and she's going to be fouled on the floor. Jalen got good positioning and draws the foul. And that's going to go on Molly Rasmussen. It's her second foul.
Tim, just looking down here in front of us, looks like the MMCRU fans traveled very well to Wells Fargo here.
Yes, and to be expected with it being the first state appearance for the two schools. Now Ryder's pass thrown away in the half court. The Spartans on a run out. The pass now deflected and thrown the other way. Alish up ahead to Hillbrands, who's in front of everybody. Ellie, a right-handed layup is good. And a couple of turnovers ends up into a good fortune for the Royals as Hillbrands is wide open for a right-handed layup. And that cuts the Spartans' lead to 1. It's 20-19 with 2:04 to go. First half. Here's Partridge with it at the top of the key, being guarded by Alish. Trying to get it inside. She'll give it off to Quinn Grubbs. Grubbs, we said, averaging 16 a game. Here's a left-handed drive, and that's good off the glass.
That's tough to defend.
Very tough to defend. Grubbs, not the biggest player, but does a great job finishing through contact, especially on the left side of that rim. Here's Alish with it. Uses a screen. Now gives it to Hillbrands at the free throw line. Ellie's jump shot right through.
As I say, shoot it, you're wide open.
And Hillbrands has knocked down that same 17-footer 2 times now. And Ellie, 10 points. She's in double figures for the Royals. 22-21, Spartans lead with 1:15 to go. Here's Grubbs, a left-handed drive up. And good again off the glass.
They got to force her to go right.
And defensive adjustments need to be made as Grubbs continues to get easy shots with the left hand. Here's Dreckman, will give it to Bork on the right wing. Jalen now to Alish. Royals trying to clear some space. Cross-court pass to Ryder. Molly Ryder, a 3 from the corner. No good. And on the floor for the rebound. Ryder has it and throws it away to Emgarten underneath the basket. She tried getting it to Bork, but it's intercepted, and the Spartans now a 3-point lead with 40 seconds to go first half and have the ball. They may try to hold for 1. Here's Grubbs being guarded by Dreckman now. And now a deep three from the left wing. That's right through. That three for Shea Burmeister. And Burmeister, 7 points for the Spartans. Dreckman, a left-handed drive. That's deflected away.
That's too bad the Royals couldn't retain possession, on that before that previous three. Maybe called the timeout or something when Molly had her hand on it, but it's tough to say that looking back at it now.
You bet. And now Royals inbound under their own basket as Maya Holmes is coming to the game. That inbound pass deflected and intercepted again by the Spartans. They push it ahead. That pass knocked out of bounds by Alish. Good hustle by Cora Alish to stop another transition opportunity. Spartans a 27-21 lead, their largest lead at 6 points. 10 seconds to go in the first half. MMCRU needs a defensive stop to end this half. They go right inside to M. Garten. She puts it on the deck, kicks it out. Another three from the right wing. That's right through. And Shea Burmeister knocks it down at the first half buzzer. And Exira a 30-21 lead over MMCRU at the half. We're going to head to a commercial break. We'll be back with the Holes Hours halftime show after this. You're listening to Royals basketball on 92.1 KCHE Radio in Cherokee and listening also on Fuller Digital Solutions. statement here in the first 2 minutes of the second half to really compensate for that, get themselves back in the ball game. And when you look at points, Emily Dreckman, 10 points, as you said, and also Hillbrand's 10 points. But outside of that, you got a free throw from Taylor Harpnaugh. You need Jalen Bork as a senior step up and make some plays the second half. And maybe that means getting some deflected passes on the defensive end and getting runouts and transition opportunities. But the Royals have to start getting some contributions from other players, knocking down some shots to get this offense going.
We've got to get some other folks involved here. That would certainly make life a little bit easier here for the Royals. So just coming out of the Holes Hour halftime show here, as we'll be looking at our Gym Sewer Services scoreboard. It is 30-21 in favor of Exira. They got the flex camera going right now. Young fan on there. It's always kind of fun seeing the different things they come up with here down at Wells Fargo. They have a good time down here, and it's fun for these communities to come down here and get on this big stage, especially, small town Northwest Iowa. This is quite a bit of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun features, and you talked a little bit about the wing eating contest earlier and getting a high school senior from each school to get involved in that. Doing a great job with the promotions and getting this student body involved, even in a tough year such as this. So
here we go, third quarter,
second half, set to kick things off here. It's Harpinaugh kick things off. Talking like it's football season because technically the FCS level it is. Exira 30-21 lead on the Gym Sewer Service scoreboard to start the second half. Royals with the ball, and Harpinaugh goes inside to Dreckman right away. Emily lays it off the glass and good with the right hand. And a score in the first 10 seconds for MMCRU. Having a little three-quarters court pressure. A deep three off the mark for Exira. The offensive rebound, though. Now a kick and another three-point opportunity. This one for Grubbs. She knocks it down. And Quinn Grubbs picks up right where she left off. And Grubbs leads all scorers now with 13 points. Exira, a 10-point lead. A minute into the second half. Royals with it. It's Dreckman on the perimeter, playing catch with Harpinaugh. Emily with it. Goes inside to Hillbrands. Back out to Harpinaugh. Her three-point attempt. That's good.
There we go.
And Taylor Harpinaugh knocks down the triple. Royals respond, and it cuts the Spartan lead to 7. Hit 33-26. Royals got to get some stops defensively now. Here's a left-handed drive from Grubbs. She kicks it out. Emgarten a three. That's short. And a rebound from Alish. There's a defensive stop for the Royals. There's a pass ahead to Harpinaugh. Into Hillbrands. Backside is Dreckman. A wide open look at three. That's nice. Good. Back-to-back triples for the Royals. In that 10-point deficit down to 4 at 36 to 20 or 33 to 29. I believe they
33-29. You're correct. The scoreboard here is wrong.
And here's the Spartans with it. A right-handed drive in the lane and a kick. It's Rasmussen, a backdoor cut. Shot up, no good, but a foul called. It's Molly Rasmussen fouled in the lane. That one's going to go on. It's going to go on Dreckman, maybe? Nope, they're going to get Hillbrands with it.
Yep.
It's Hillbrands' second personal foul.
And I feel like if Ellie would have just kept her hands straight up instead of kind of shifting those feet, probably would have been a different outcome.
First free throw is good for Molly Rasmussen. Rasmussen, a junior guard.
Good time to plug Rasmussen at the Rasmus free throw line.
There you go. And knocks down both of them. Rasmussen gets both, and she's got 9 for the Spartans. And Exira-EHK, a 35-29 lead. Dreckman with it on the right wing. Cut off on the baseline. She's going to have to get rid of it, and does. Here's Alish. And no foul called as there's contact. Alish hits the deck, and a jump ball called. Possession will give it
to
Exira, I believe. Yes, there we go. There's a correction on the floor. Royals had it to start the second half, so the Spartans will get it on this first jump ball. 6:03 to go, third quarter. Spartans a 35-29 lead over MMCRU. And they've been, Spartans, very good with their patience in the half-court offense. And now trying to get it into Emgarten. They do, and they're going to get Hillbrands with a hand check, and Ellie holding her hands in the air, asking what she did wrong.
I think that's going to be her third, too.
And that's Hillbrands' third. So Hillbrands with 3 fouls. Harpinaugh with 3 fouls. And Maya Holmes comes into the ball game as Jalen Bork gets a breather.
Got to be careful on defense here.
Spartans inbounded up top. Here's Rasmussen with it. Gives it to Emgarten. She's going to fire a deep three. That's right through. In the lefty, Emgarten knocks it down, and she has 6 points on 2 threes. Royals got to defend the perimeter better. Here's Maya Holmes with it on the left wing. Back to Harpenaugh. Taylor kicks it up top to Dreckman. Emily's going to call out a play, trying to get it inside to Hillbrands. And she's going to be triple teamed and kicks it out. Harpenaugh's 3-point attempt off the mark. And a foul, loose ball foul called on Maya Holmes.
See, I don't have a problem with that foul. Maya just playing aggressive and trying to get in there and grab a board.
Yeah, loose ball foul. She went after the board and body contact, and she's going to get called for that 10 times out of 10.
Only her first.
Her first, the team's third foul, as we are 3 minutes into the second half. Seems like every run MMCRU has made so far, the Spartans have been able to answer. Left-handed drive from Grubbs, up off the glass, no good. Hillbrands with the rebound. Ellie gets it up to Alish. Cora will dribble into the front court. She'll give it to Hillbrands at the free throw line. Now Ellie puts it on the deck. Her step through with the right hand. Good, and Hillbrands, a nice spin move and good footwork again, leads to a basket for Ellie. And Hillbrands has 12 points for the Royals. Deficit is at 7.
Thought she maybe would have shot that 15-footer, but 17-footer, but used the good footwork to get a little bit closer.
And now Harpenaugh steals a pass on the left wing. Taylor all the way in with the left hand. Up, no good. Alish on the putback. That is good. And the Royals get a transition basket there. Deficit down to 5. A lot more energy on the defensive end for MMCRU on the last couple possessions. Here's Alyssa Partridge with it. Way up top, being guarded by Alish. Partridge only averages 4 points as a starter, not much of an offensive threat. Rasmussen gives it off. Here's a weave in the lane, and they kick it back out. And Rasmussen, Emgarten steps out to the three-point line. No good. Rebound for Alish. And here goes Cora racing ahead. Royals have a 3-on-2 fast break. Hillbrands, right hand up. No good. She gets her own board, kicks it out. Dreckman's 3 from the right wing. That is good. Emily Dreckman knocks it down. And the junior has 18 points to lead the Royals in the timeout for the Spartans. MMCRU on an 8-0 run. 38-36 Spartans lead. 3:29 to go. We got a full timeout. We'll take it with them. You're listening to Royals basketball on 92.1 KCHE Radio and also listening on Fuller Digital Solutions. Arena, Exira-EHK, 38-36 lead over MMCRU with 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Royals currently on an 8-0 run. Here's the Spartans with the ball out of the timeout. And the dribble drive for Quinn Grubbs in the lane, floater off the glass. No good. She gets her own board and now deflected away. The Spartans come up with it. Short jump shot right through, and that's Molly Rasmussen, Shea Burmeister. Knocks it down from 10 feet. And a bucket for the Spartans right out of the timeout. Bork, a wide open look for 3 from the corner. That's right through. And just like that, the Royals have caught fire here in the third quarter. And Exira's lead down to 1. 2:48 to go. And MMCRU, after 21 points in the first half, have exploded for 18 here in the first 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes of the second half. Spartans with it on the perimeter. Here's a drive, and we're going to have a travel called.
I was kind of holding my breath. I thought maybe Harpinaugh was going to pick up that fourth foul, but she did a good job keeping those hands up, moving her feet.
Yeah, pressure defense about 25 feet from the basket, and luckily Harpinaugh does not get her fourth, and it turns into a turnover for the Spartans. Royals an opportunity to take their first lead here in the second half. Dreckman brings it up, gives it to Holmes. Maya gives it back to Emily. And now a cross-court pass to Holmes. Maya puts it on the deck. Her right-handed finish is good. And the Royals scoring inside and outside right now at will in a 41-40 lead for MMCRU as they've stormed back with 20 points here in the first 6 minutes of the third quarter.
First lead since, I think, early in the second quarter.
Yes. The defensive pressure has been picked up. Here's Grubbs, her baseline drive cut off. And now a three from Rasmussen. No good at the top of the key. And a rebound for Hillbrands. Royals pushing it up ahead. Here's Harpinaugh cross court to Holmes. Goes inside to Hillbrands. And she's going to be fouled inside as she wanted to kick it out on a pass. So
it's too bad because Emily Dreckman would have had a really good look at a three. And she's been red hot lately.
And as the Royals have picked up the tempo of this ball game, it's very much favoring them here in the second half. Dreckman to inbound it. Gets it into Bork. Her 18-foot jumper. That's right through. And the senior, Jalen Bork, who was scoreless in the first half, has 5 here in the third quarter. Royals now lead 43-40. Exira-EHK with the left wing. Rasmussen, a left-handed drive. Has it stripped away by Holmes.
Good
she
defense.
Gets it to Bork. Now Dreckman pushing it ahead. Emily gives it in the corner. Harpinaugh's three from the corner. No good. This place might have exploded if that went through. Here's a run out, and that's stripped away from behind. Emily Dreckman steals it away. Harpinaugh, a pass across to Holmes. Her finish no good. The putback good for Harpinaugh. And the Royals fans going nuts as MMCRU leads 45-40, and I believe a 14-0 run.
What a run.
Over the course of the last 3 minutes, and we have 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Here's Exira with it. Emgarten thought about a long three, but passed up on it.
Exira just looks tired here late in the third quarter.
They do, and once again, only 8 players on their team don't sub out a lot, and the tempo is starting to get to them. Here's Grubbs, still 40 feet from the basket.
I'd come out and face guard her a little bit, make her get rid of the ball.
The Royals' defensive pressure has pushed them all the way out by the half-court line. Here's Emgarten, gives it to Grubbs in the left corner. They're holding for one, down to 19 seconds. Emgarten spins at the free throw line and gives it off. Rasmussen to Grubbs. She drives, gives it to Emgarten. Her three, good, and a huge basket for Exira. 4 seconds to go. Here comes Dreckman to Harpinaugh. Taylor's going to get a shot off from 15 foot. No good at the buzzer. And after three, MMCRU leads 45-43. What a fast-paced third quarter that was. Royals a big advantage, scoring advantage in that third quarter alone. And they lead 45-43 on the Gym Sewer Service scoreboard here at the end of three. We'll be right back after this commercial break for the fourth and final frame of this one. You're listening right here on KCHE Radio and Fuller Digital Solutions.
clothes, or shoes.
.27 to go here in this Class 1A quarterfinal. MMCRU and Exira-EHK tied at 49. The Spartans with it into the front court. Here's Quinn Grubbs with it, gets it inside to Emgarten. The lefty is double teamed, kicks it out. Now Grubbs a three. That's right through, and a huge shot for Quinn Grubbs. Grubbs gives the Spartans a 3-point lead with 3 minutes to go. Here's Cora Alish to Maya Holmes. Holmes on the deck, gives it to Hillbrands. Ellie, nowhere to go, back to Dreckman. Now Emily, a drive up, no good. And Holmes going to be called for a displacement foul.
Dreckman had a good look at that just because, she pump fake, just from beyond the arc. And she's been shooting those all afternoon. And the defender bit, and she was able to put it on the floor and drive in. Just couldn't finish.
Every possession meaningful here. 2:50 to go. Spartans lead 52-49. Holmes comes out as Taylor Harpnaugh back into the ball game. Jalen Bork also on the floor. Here we go. There's a screen given to Rasmussen. She passes on a three. Grubbs looks, wants to drive with the left, gives it off to Partridge. Her pass across the paint makes its way through, but ends up back out on the perimeter where the Spartans will reset. See if the Royals can turn that defensive pressure up. Here's Grubbs. Dribbles in, back out. Hands it off to Rasmussen, being harassed by Harpnaugh. Emgarten with it beyond the three-point line, the NBA three-point line. And now Partridge being guarded by Alish. And 2 minutes to go, another long offensive possession. Now Dreckman's going to be called for a foul.
And I don't mind that because that's going to stop the clock, and you can think about, you're only down by 3 here, but I feel like Exira just wants to hold on to this ball and try and kill a lot of this clock.
And now this pass thrown into the backcourt on the inbounds. It's 16 fouls on the Royals. And Dreckman, that was just her first. Next one will put the Spartans at the line. Here's a pass deflected away by Dreckman, but out of bounds with 1:47 to go. Exira does shoot 68% from the free throw line as a team. They are in complete control and are okay going to the free throw line, I'd say, based on those percentages. Coach Jillian Lecce's going to call a timeout here for MMCRU. We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back here, just a 30-second break. You're listening to Royals basketball on KCHE and Fuller Digital Solutions. does go for Grubbs. A game-high 25 points for the sophomore. Second off the mark. Dreckman will grab it and pushes it ahead to Harpenaugh. Taylor's going to give it to Ellie, who will pass up on a three. Goes all the way in. Right-handed finish is good. And a timeout for Coach Lecce with 15 seconds to go. 59-54. Spartans lead. Just a 30-second one here. We'll keep it here, Keith. Just 15 seconds to go.
Yep.
Exira 59-54 lead on the Gym Sewer Service scoreboard.
Yeah, Tim, I'm impressed by this Exira team. You know, they battled a lot of adversity, from this MMCRU team. You know, MMC started off a 6-0 run. They answered right back 7-0. And then, really in that third quarter, MMCRU just kind of stomped on the gas pedal and got their lead up to, I think it was up to maybe 5 or 6 at one point. I feel like it was maybe...
I want to say it was 5 right before the third quarter because that 3-point basket at the end of the third for Exira cut it to a 2-point deficit.
So, MMCRU, it's not completely over, but now they're going to line them all up a football pattern again.
Yeah, Exira to inbound it here on a pass pattern, and they get it into Grubbs. And she's going to be, she loses the ball, and Harpenaugh comes up with it, and she's going to be fouled, and they're going to call it on the floor with 10 seconds to go, which turns into a really good foul for Grubbs, as the Royals, only 14 fouls on the Spartans. The Royals are going to have to inbound it and work for a basket here.
Yeah, and if you're...
Tough break for MMCRU.
If you're Exira, you can give a couple here.
Yeah, and here's an inbound to Ellie. Hilbrand's 18 feet from the basket, all the way in. Right-handed shot, no good, but a foul called. And Hilbrand's will shoot 2 with 5.5 seconds to go. 59-54, Exira leads. First for Ellie at the line, and that rims in. 59-55. Here's Molly Ryder into the ball game. Kirsten Lecce come in real briefly for defensive purposes. Now Ryder in the ball game. Hilbrand's second free throw in and out. Dreckman comes up with the rebound. Up, no good for Emily. And the clock is going to run out just about 0.8 seconds to go. And a foul called, but that is going to do it in this one. Exira 59-55 lead, and will go to the line, and it's Emgarten will shoot 2 for the Spartans.
Yeah, 0.8 seconds, that's going to be it.
MMCRU, a great run in the third quarter, just could not carry the momentum over into the fourth. Too big of a scoring drought to start this fourth quarter of play. Emgarten, no good on the first.
Credit to this MMCRU team. They've had such a good season and fought so hard down here. Just really good shooting from Exira.
It just seemed like every time they made a run, it got answered. And second is good for Emgarten. And now Coach Lecce is going to call a timeout for MMCRU. 0.8 seconds to go. It's 60-55.
That was the Royals' last time out.
And that's, yeah.
You can't take it with you to next year, so you might as well take it this time.
There you go. Take one more. So MMCRU is going to fall in this one 60-55. And the Royals end the year at 21-3. The second place finish in the War Eagle Conference behind 3A semifinalists Unity Christian.
So, the War Eagle, a lot of the times it gets, the boys' baseball, they talk about the War Eagle and basketball being good. But you know what? This War Eagle girls' basketball is pretty good. Remsen St. Mary's team up and coming. They got a lot of good young talent.
Bunch of freshmen, yes.
We actually saw them coming in here. And, hats off, the Cherokee girls are here watching. The Remsen St. Mary's girls are here watching. All these Northwest Iowa teams support each other so well.
Yes, absolutely, Keith. In the inbounds to Dreckman, and that's going to do it. The shot at the buzzer is good, but it's after this horn. And the final score in this one, the Exira Elkhorn Kimballton Spartans, a 60-55 winner over MMCRU.
Take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be right back with our Methodist Manor post-game show right here on KCHE and Fuller Digital Solutions. Class.
You're welcome.
Oh, thought that was.
The Park Lounge.
Things up here. We'll go over the final scoring here on the Methodist Manor post-game show, Retirement Community in Storm Lake. For the Royals, Taylor Harpenau, 9 points, 8 of those in the second half. Emily Dreckman had 10 in the first half, 10 in the second half. Cora Olish had 2 points in the ball game. Jalen Bork with 5. Maya Holmes with 2. Ellie Hilbrands with 17. Now for the Spartans of Exira, Quinn Grubbs with 25, 1 point for Tatum Grubbs. And then you had Molly Rasmussen with 11. Shea Burmeister with 14, and Emily Emgarten with 9 points for the Spartans. So, final score 60-55. Tim, it was a fun season, and look forward to the future here for the Royals.
You bet, and thanks for having me on this, Keith.
Yeah.
I appreciate doing the Fuller Digital Solution stuff for MMCRU, and what second year doing it, and get a chance to come down here to Des Moines. Great experience.
Big thanks to Adam Morris, too. He helped you out a lot.
You bet.
And appreciate all his help. Thanks to Bill Bizzoni back at the studio. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to do it all again. Coming up here at 6 o'clock, it's another 1A quarterfinal as Kingsley Pearson will be taking on Newell Fonda. That'll wrap things up here from Wells Fargo. For Tim Holmes, this is Keith Crane, KCHE Sports, back here live in about another half hour.
You like to sleep in, or maybe you prefer early.